everyone, we are back with the Delilah Monroe and Robbie drama. So if you have not watched that video, feel free to go back and watch it because this is part 2. And so far, I found out that Delilah is actually a man. I was right all along, and I knew it from the beginning. I could feel it in my bones, and I was right all along. I wasn't sure, but I was right. And don't worry, we'll get to everything, but we're gonna be reading more of this, okay? It is crazy. All right, this is where we're at now. Now, I will go back and forth between drawing so you guys can just listen and reading these out loud, okay? So if you're not familiar with what's been happening, it started with Robbie making little snide comments on Nalo arts, which turned into Nalo kind of figuring out that these two accounts, Delilah and Robbie, are connected. And then over time, we found out that they're two different person, and they work at a software house, which is very similar to the broker situation, where people are working beneath a face-fronting person. And that's how this is like kind of coming about. I assumed after what I saw early on in my last video that Delilah was probably like an Indian scammer, like a man, like an Indian scammer man. And I ended up being right because I got the vibes. So let's head into it. So we were on this page here where basically what was going on was that she wants Nalo to apologize to her for calling her out, and I guess she is mad at Delilah, but is also pretending to be stupid about knowing who Delilah is. And one of the things here is that she was called out and says, like, the person who is remaining anonymous, is basically like, you know what, call up the scammer, make a video, call yourself out clean. And her reply is, I think it's an agenda, and I'm going to make it rough for everybody, because, like, tries to accuse Nalo of being racist, which is, like, not, it is not a vibe, girl. Like, come on. Do not, like, listen, there's a lot of agendas that could be, but racism is not one of them. That's fucking dumb. So now we're on, right here, the anonymous person says, you were connected because of the videos matching, the art matching, the desk matching. That's it. It's because both videos were posted in both places, and I don't think that Robbie and Delilah really thought that, because the thing is Delilah is a man, and Delilah needed like a cover. So taking from Robbie was very easy. So let's go into further of this. It says here, Robbie responds, if something was stolen from me, what will I do? And the red shirt woman sketch I did not upload on Insta because it came out so bad. I did not like it, so I posted it on WhatsApp statuses instead, where I have other people. And the anonymous person goes, this one? And she's like, no, that was very old. This person is collecting my data. Let me show you. So it says, like, can you see the date? And it says, like, Saturday, January 10th, 2026 at 1:49 p.m. And above here it says, yeah, I'm literally not Delilah. I'm not a scammer. Well, then we need to work together to get her shut down. Just please understand. Inform Nalo. Make her delete the post or update her thread and publicly apologize. So right here, the Nalo says, damn it. Okay, so January 10th logically was done before the post for Delilah. This looks more like data from the file itself and not from where she posted it. For me, it doesn't prove her innocence. Yeah, she might have shared it on WhatsApp once. But since this was not posted, she might have concluded that she can just use it on her Delilah account. Or they never really thought that they would get caught because one of them is mostly Pakistani and she, like, that's her focused audience. Like, had she never let's just put it this way. Had she never interacted with the account, this would not have been a problem. Like, had she never added Nalo or anything, but I think the problem was that she was cross-posting, and this was going to come back on her, and she had to, like, I've said before, like, I can be sneaky, okay? So when I see people talking this way, like, okay, hold on. We're gonna have a little tangent. Okay, so when people try to be sneaky, they try to do it in the most covert way. And the most covert way would be to randomly like try to get a hold of Nalo and try to talk to her and try to be like, yo, this person is not really a scammer because they know each other. I feel that those two work together as a software house, and once he graduated, he became his own account because, like I said, a lot of like Indian scammers, they will pretend to be women online. Like this is a thing, and I was told that also with the vegan thing in Indonesia, a lot of them pretending to be women are actually men. So this is definitely a problem. They take advantage of people who are underprivileged, underadvantaged, and probably take their money and make money off of them. That's why they have so many different styles, so many different renderings. Like I don't even know if I believe that Raabie drew any of the things that she says she's drawn, because she could easily just be showing one of her students. It's really hard to know, knowing that she's a software house, knowing that she's a broker. She's a vegan broker. It makes it very hard for me to believe her. So anyway, I believe that maybe Raabie gave Delilah, or Delilah, he took it and he posted it online without her permission maybe, and that's why she's so fussy about it, because it does make her look bad even though she's already doing bad. Like she's already taking advantage. Like she's an AI tracer, like don't get me wrong, like she's doing it too. She's a broker. She's like not paying the artists underneath her. She's terrible too, okay? But in this instance, Raabie and Delilah are two different people, and he probably took from her, or she allowed it. That's what I think. Because I think that maybe they just didn't think the accounts would get connected back, and Raabie is not nearly as sneaky as she thinks she is, and she just got caught. That's it. She just got caught. She can't prove that she's not Delilah. You'd have to literally think like, you'd have to know that Delilah is a man to know that they're different. And we'll get to that. So I'm going to read a little bit more. But we could also talk about her claiming that it was on someone's WhatsApp. Like she even shared a screenshot of her new mantis from WhatsApp group. And I got the heebie-jeebies. I could never imagine myself to hand out my phone number to strangers. And I'm sorry if you find this to be a legitimate business practice, but no. Just do a Discord group, an Instagram group, or per email, but not WhatsApp. And oh my god, the last screenshot of the chat, everyone. But I don't fret because there's more. Sorry, my cynical self has to make it appearance again. And the anonymous person says, she's only stealing from the book community, but also you and other artists. And Raabie says, I don't care about her, to be honest. If I speak too much on a video, they can come and get me or my child harmed if they're local in Pakistani. But I guess I have to. If anything bad happens to me, it's on Nalo. And I'll have to make sure that to say this in the video. Bye. And the Anon goes, why would something bad happen to you or your child? She goes, I don't know. He goes, I hope you clear the air and good luck. And she goes, I am right now. So she says she fears someone's going to come after her kid and wants to punch her. So first of all, literally nobody go bother this crazy person. I don't know. I know that I feel like she's just playing around. And I know that there are some bad people out there, but even so, this is a scam. And you should have known better before you started this, like in my opinion. So on the next slide, it says here, so she made a really long post, which I'll get to later. But first, I want to talk about this specific part. I'm going to show it on screen because I think it's probably important. It says here, as I mentioned in my original post, there are different names on her invoices on her Raabie account. She writes, people assumed a certain person, someone named Arsalan, okay, was her relative. Here's an important part. The person who asked Arsalan didn't ask Raabie. They asked Delilah. So again, Delilah, not Raabie. How does Raabie know about a question unless someone also asked her the exact same thing on her own account? If that didn't happen, then I strongly suggest that Raabie and Delilah are in fact the same person, because If they were actually two different people, why would Delilah receive the question, tell Raabie about it, and then Raabie publicly respond as if the accusation has been currently directed at her? It's because I believe that they are working together. They probably work at the same place. They're both software houses. So right here it says from Raabie, last but not least, there are people saying Arsalan is my relative because I've the same last name. Come on, like seriously, this is the most common surname. I mean, I get it. So there's another little screenshot here, and it says, what do you have, the same desk, decor, and art supplies as her? And she goes, wait, what? Why did you use a PayPal account under the name Mohammed Arsalan, a relative of Raabie's, for an invoice you sent to a customer? I didn't even know who's Raabie. That's what Delilah says. You don't know your own art? It was saved in my gallery and I misclicked. Bruh, that's not it. Her defense on, listen, I don't go to YouTube or do long videos about this, so you all need to imagine the soundtrack. It lifts the mood. So this is Raabie's post. This is Raabie, not Delilah. This is an explanation post where I am explaining why the accusations are on me from Nalo, that I am scamming people are wrong. I've been acting on this account since 2016, and then I decided to start content creation last year. I used to post my art on WhatsApp statuses before I decided to make a public account. After giving birth to my daughter, I started giving Pakistani artists some useful tips on how to be good at art. Yes, she does. If you saw my last video, yes, she does. There is a post that is in the last video that has her talking to her like audience, which are people in her software house, and it was public and people listened to it. And someone who is also Pakistani sent me a screenshot. Well, no, sent somebody else a screenshot, and they sent it to me. Get this out of here. And they sent it to me, and it said that she is charging them crazy fucking money to be under a mentorship for her. So she is making a shit ton of money. She just is. In the recent times, I've been working on posting my art on WhatsApp statuses. As a person who doesn't know, somehow I got my number and reached out to make a quick sketch. He said it would be quick. He'd pay me right after the sketch was completed. He needed the paper I've been sketching on as well, but he wanted to see the image first. He told me to write Delilah, and I did not think of it much. So I made this and sent this to them. They received it and blocked me and did not pay me. My art, I don't believe that this person is real. I don't believe this is real. I believe this is the fictional scenario in which she is able to try to use this as a get out of jail free card. Last but not least, there's that. Okay. I had a physical drawing on paper, so I thought, what a bummer, I got scammed. Then I see all these posts related to Delilah, and I read Nala's posts and disagreed with some of her points, so I spoke my mind. That was your first mistake. I tried to check Delilah's account, but she'd made it private, and on her threads I couldn't see her posts, so it looked like she blocked me already. I glanced over her art one time, but none of my art was in her feed or story. I did not see them. Maybe she manually blocked me from seeing. Come on, you guys know how Instagram works. Stop that. Every traditional art I posted on my TikTok or my WhatsApp statuses have been stolen and saved since January of 2026. They've been stealing from me silently for so long. They made a whole library of it. And yes, I'm saying they because I believe that this person is multiple person. Yes, because they're a software house. She demands people to DM her for proof. Why not just post it? And she does, just like that, a commission for a stranger that reached out to her on WhatsApp. Yeah, I don't believe that. There's no way that this person is real. Okay, they're not real. And remember the god-awful translation talking about my call it of Delilah? Someone was so kind as to translate it for me, so here's the proper translation. Oh, okay. So I'm going to just, so you guys can watch me draw while I do this. Okay, so the translation got here, I got the context, but there are a little bit of mistakes. I'll do a word-for-word translation. Okay, kiddos, there's this one artist that I keep seeing on Instagram and Threads for so long because she is getting really famous. A lot of authors were ordering from her, so a lot of authors. So I guess she was at least making $4 to $5K a month, and maybe even more, but this is the least she was making, I am sure. Because of this, I was monitoring her very closely to see what she's doing to get famous. I added myself based on the context. It was not explicitly spoken, but I always found her art to be a bit questionable because a real artist who's actually working hard on art can't really complete a commission in just 2 to 3 days. Well, that's not true. I mean, that's just not true. Like, a lot of artists, I've seen artists, like, it just depends on the artist's speed, you know? Like, it takes me months, and you guys are all here for the slow paint. I'm sure watching whatever I got on screen that I've done like for 2 weeks, or who knows how long I've done it for. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that it can take someone it depends on, like, for a splash artist, I would expect it to take like a week. But for somebody else, if this is their only job, I would maybe expect it in under a week. It just really depends. Like, I know bookish artists take longer because it's got to fit within a certain frame. It's just different. Maybe if they have four to 5 hands and they're using all of those hands, then maybe it's possible. If not, someone has 2 hands. It's not possible. But she was doing that, finishing a lot of commissions. Everything's going great. But then she started she's talking about Delilah. Okay. But then people started to suspect her of using AI. So the investigation happened. All the big artists got together and they emailed the authors who commissioned her to get the PSD files, because you can easily tell by the P files. But the PSD files she shared were also super questionable. Like, there were no multiply layers or any other layers in those files. Those files even reached me, and I even saw them myself. So kiddos, when I saw those files and her art, my verdict was also that she's using AI. And then everyone started to process trying to get a refund from her. And then later, further investigation, we also found out that she is such a good artist. Like, she had so much talent that she just didn't want to use that. And I'm pretty sure, like 100% sure, like, change my name if I'm wrong, I believe she is not a real person. Like, the account is not operated by an individual. I believe this account is operated by some software house, and they are putting works of multiple people on that. Like the man, yes, she started using he, him pronouns, insinuating that there's a man behind this, who is now coming forward and defending himself. Doesn't even know how real artists talk, like the way he's talking. So it got so messy last night. Like, I was thinking, if some Pakistani, Indian, or Bangladeshi software house gave so much of a bad name to us, then the whole account was gone. To be continued. So look, that's why I say that if you're going to use AI in your work, even by mistake, even a teeny tiny amount, you will lose all credibility. And if it becomes popular that you use AI, like a public call out happened, you're done. You'll lose all your orders, all the artists, authors, everyone will boycott you. Even I will boycott you and block you if I got to know somebody who used AI in their process even a little bit. And I am just against a generative AI. I am not against normal AI that we use for research. I'm not against that at all. I even use it myself. I reached 10K followers in a month by listening to what AI told me, the strategies that it gave me. But generative AI, image generation, and video generation is super wrong. So don't do this AI wickedness. Do honest work, even if your art skills aren't super high. But if it's real art made by a real human, people will buy it, if you market it well. Otherwise, there's so much free training available. We all are so motivated, but we waste time on scrolling. Even if we invest 1 to 2 hours of practicing our fundamentals, we will improve so fast. Look, if someone else is doing a MBBS, I don't know what that means, he will also invest his time in studies, right? Similar to being an artist, you need to learn art. Without learning the art fundamentals, you can't be a good artist, and that's why I say again and again, it's okay if you can't invest your money in your skills, because everything is available for free. If you're not investing money, you're investing your time, because time is money. And once you have good skills, you've learned to market, your whole life is set. But for God's sakes, don't use AI. I need a minute after listening to this. Like, one thing to note here is that she never really revealed in her audios which account she was talking about. Neither was there any messages related to that on her, because if she was truly angry or trying to warn her community, wouldn't she have dropped Delilah asking to block at least. So there is there is another account, a tinier account. I'm going to show it so you guys can see it. So Nala says, I'm still not done. No. Multiple followers of her have told me that she has another account, a new one. Now I want everyone to remember how strongly she argued against my vetting system and claimed that I had an agenda against new accounts, and that struck me as odd because why wouldn't you want your clients and authors to protect themselves? Even stranger, the fact that she kept bringing up new artists, even when I had never even mentioned that. At the time, I remember saying to a few friends that maybe she was trying to create a narrative that would let her start over with a new artist account. Little did I know, she had already exactly done that, especially an account aimed at the bookish community, Raven Bookish Art. And it says that it's private with 3 posts, helping indie fantasy romance authors create stunning bookish art, painterly characters, and scene illustrations, covers, characters, promos, comms, open, but private. Now let's dig into this account because you all know I find my ways. Dude, Nala. Okay, let me just go on a little bit. Nala is like such a girl, okay? She's such a girl. Like, she knows what we want. And like literally, me and her, I might not have her skills, but me and her, like, we're like kindred spirits, okay? We are. Like, I know this exhausts her, but this fuels me a little bit because it's like, some people get really exhausted hearing about this stuff. And they're like, oh my god, this is so terrible. And I'm like, dude, this is so fucking funny. This is so funny. Can you imagine, like, I'm gonna try to be a scammer and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try to get commissions, and then I'm gonna get really, really upset when I get called out because my commissions are going away. Even though I'm totally gonna make a new account. Okay. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. We got it. Oh my goodness. She's just using AI. Damn it. God damn it with these people and their AI shit. Okay. You know what? Oh, well, she did get the post, so it doesn't really matter, does it? On the left, you can see the post from the new account. On the right, you can see Raabie's posts. I also want to point out that the name of the account has changed. It was originally Raven, but now it also includes Raabie. This information comes from multiple witnesses, as I didn't personally see the name change happen. Okay. I contacted the author, who was, by the way, incredibly kind and willing to listen. They confirmed that they had received proper updates before the post was shared in the channel. However, this artwork was done for free. My personal opinion is that they may have done this to build credibility before charging for commissions. Please do not send any messages to this person. She is already aware. Now, here we see the first post and caption. Definitely not what you would expect from an artist that has a main talking nonstop about sex and oh my god, not sex. I was talking nonstop about success and about how to make money. And this is also her artist debut, where it's clearly just traced AI shit. And this is her post. It says, "Hi, this is Raven. I'm starting my journey on Instagram today. I'm a student who is always praised for her art." Oh god, don't put that. Girl, why'd you put that? Oh my god, it's embarrassing. I was always praised for my art. You sound like a book character. Like a Mary Sue. Anyway, so I did some courses and spent every last penny on the resources just to give my art account a shot. I'm a bookish freak and bitch, you probably don't even read. And I really want to create some art for authors. So if you are an indie author who has a book coming to you, you can DM for a commission. Since I'm just starting out, my prices are very affordable and I'm building my portfolio. So I only paint safe for book covers of characters, and I love to draw pretty girls with a backstory. I wrote this caption with my human mind. Oh god, why would you even say that? No AI in the caption, no AI in the art, because I value everything that is done by human creativity. Ugh, girl, please get out of here. Please close your account. A student spent all her money on art. Oh, and she tried. The extra mention of the caption was written by a human. The emphasis on not using AI sounds oddly familiar. Although, to be fair, we also remember in translation section that she said that she does not use AI to write her captions, at least most of the time. This particular caption does seem a little bit more... Well, it probably is. I mean, AI wouldn't write, "I was praised as a child for drawing. That's not what, no. Here's more info on the account. Dear authors, this is Raven, and I do art for indie authors most of the time. The best part of the jobs is sometimes I get to read snippets before anyone else, and reading something that has not been published yet makes me giggle, so of course. Do you like the new book cover for this amazing author I painted? My art style is so painterly and I fixate it. Oh god. This is, do you guys see this? This is exactly what I'm talking about. People who are doing real commissions do not fucking talk like this. My art style is so painterly and I just love myself. Get out of here. If I don't see you shitting on your art sometimes, I'm gonna be like, when was the last time you spiraled? I have never met a single artist who hasn't spiraled over their art. Going, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever. Listen. It's okay to be confident, but she's a little bit too confident. I'm fixated on coming up with a consistent color palette so my art style is more recognizable. Dude, that's just high contrast. I'm just starting out my luck here on Insta again, so follow me if you're an indie author who loves romantasy. And then she's begging for followers, trying to get 1K so she can get people trusting her. You can just follow me and DM me your character description. I will draw your character for free for a whole month. And she puts all these like things that you need to have. By the way, I know this isn't a unique characteristic, but personally I think the yellow text over the videos is really uncommon in the art community, and it appears repeatedly on this account. I also noticed that the punctuation is very similar to Raabie and Delilah. As someone who is writing a novel myself, I've learned that we all tend to have our own habits and writing voice. We all tend to have our own writing voice and habits. When I compare the posts of all three accounts, they do read as though they're written by the same person. Well, it's probably because I don't think they're the same person now, knowing what I know. I think it's probably because they speak similar language, or like, okay, I am not saying this to in any way be mean, but when they learn English over there, it is different than learning language from native English speaker. So they're more likely to make mistakes with English because they're learning English from non-native speakers who might already have incorrect information. So lastly, I received this small comparison graphic analyzing both accounts. On the left was Delilah, on the right was Raabie. To me, the hand appears to be the same. The nails are trimmed to a similar length and the Apple Pencil being used. The finger proportion look alike. Hold on. I'm gonna actually save this one. I gotta be able to see it. Okay, let's see. So she's a little bit dark tan. Is this her drawing? The Apple Pencil is being used. The finger proportions look alike, and even the way the tools are held are remarkably consistent across the videos, including videos of artwork that Raabie does not claim as her own. If her claims were true and she had been impersonated, then the people behind the Delilah account would have found someone with extremely similar hands than hers. Even identical twins don't have the same mold placements. So if she posts a video today addressing the allegations, I expect her to address that beauty mark in the same place. I mean, it could simply be as easy as, because Delilah is a man, for them to LARP as a girl, Raabie was sending like things to Delilah so that he could continue to LARP as a girl. I mean, it could be really that easy. It says a few more things were shared with me that I simply want to mention here. Someone told me that Delilah's early posts, there were videos showing a blonde, light-skinned person wearing sunglasses. Those posts have since been deleted. Personally, I can absolutely imagine a scammer using some... No, it's easier than that. It's easier than that. They just use AI and pretend to be women. Like it's literally a man doing everything. Here, actually, I'll show you. Okay, here we go. This is the person doing the avatar. This is everything else, and I'm just gonna play it for you guys because it's only 28 seconds. So as you guys can see, it's literally a dude sitting there pretending to be a woman. It literally doesn't change anything. Like, he can move her hair, like make her look like whatever he wants. Like she's probably just him with AI. And then he made her have a few little, imperfections, but this is what is capable now. You literally have to, like, when you go see people's like setups and stuff like that, and if you see like a cute girl that looks like this, you're gonna have to maybe like have a little bit of skepticism. Anyway, it says here, by itself to be a convincing evidence of her innocence. Another thing I was told is that Someone messaged Rob about artwork on Delilah's account, and within 6 minutes, those posts were deleted from Delilah's account. According to the person who shared this with me, this happened after my original posts. She has also since written her broadcast channel that she was scammed and that her name is being dragged through the mud. So far, she has been very careful not to mention me by name on Instagram, although that could change with her upcoming video. Some people commented asking if she wanted help reporting me. She's replied that she didn't want that and that she was only trying to get an apology from me. So this is summarized as her being like, bro, I need to sleep. I'm tired. This is insane. So she posted this too, where somebody, I guess, came to her and said the first 2 videos of hers where she started to make a pivot from her trad art videos to these advice videos. She advises to join these software houses. The video isn't that bad, but in part 2 of the video, she said, and I quote, "In these software houses, one person has 20-something IDs, and they approach the same client with 20 IDs. Each one will give a different portfolio. Client doesn't know they're not talking to an artist, and that's where they likely get those orders. And in the end, the downsides that she mentioned, the only downsides are that your communication with clients is limited. You can't display these artworks in your portfolio or anywhere. You don't own it." So she was encouraging exploitative practices, and now in her podcast, she's crying. "You know how these scammy software houses are. They stole from me. This was something I wanted to bring to your attention." And Nala says, "Oh man." And she wants to be a fucking mentor. "I reprimand my students if they sell them so short. Obviously, I don't yell at them. It's kind of like, no, raise your prices, change this in your contract, or make a contract, otherwise I will annoy you. Like, I think my students could tell everyone a whole saga on how strict I am to make sure they work professionally." And this is where I'm going to bring up this other thing I was sent from this person. Wait. And the name of the person she sent the Delilah drawing to, who scanned and blocked her changes between screenshots that she sent the group chat and the screenshots she's posted. The one she sent the contract name is Idris, or Andrew's client. In the screenshot she posted, the contact name was Anas client. One chat shows a video, and the other chat shows static photos. Also, but she mentioned getting scammed from that piece by only one person. So here are the images right here where she's showing, it says Idris client, right? That says complete because, okay, so when they're talking about like software houses or VGen brokers like that, they have these WhatsApps where they're literally sending photos between each other being like, I need an update. Is it complete? So right here, they're saying completed. And I'm not sure what this means here because I can't read it. And then she says, "I do not work in Bookish. I want to though. This is why I started a little experiment account. Every single person who is my friend knows about that. But that Delilah was not me. And here's proof." So hold on. So this account says Idris. So this is they probably make a new like name per whatever, like Idris is the person that she's working with. They're all working together. That's the thing. It doesn't matter how it works because they're all working together, all doing the same thing to make money. And right here it says she could have just renamed this person, to be honest. And it says, "On the 5th of June, I was commissioned to do this software house to make a trad art with the name written Delilah. And they told me that they wanted me to send the paper too. And they took the videos and my art and ghosted me, and they did not pay me. The software house who is running the Delilah account stole it and posted it as theirs." Oh my god, this is the tiniest thing ever. "Do I know this person? Why did I trust him? He was a friend of a friend, the friend who worked in a big software house and was my boss long ago. This is why I did not ask up front. I did not know him personally though. Totally my mistake." See right there? It says Anis client. But I personally believe this is the same person, but their name changed. Because right there, it's the real one. And you can see right there, it says it too right there. So she says, I am not Delilah, and this is how I will defend myself. I hope my peers will stand up for me, and any bullying will be reported. I've been harassed enough. So Nala says, so now we're going to ignore the fact that the same hand was used for all of them. And how does she explain that she works for scam companies? Okay, so you knew that you worked for people that will use your art to scam people? How are you even okay with this as an artist? Even if it weren't her, she at a minimum knew that they were going to sell her art for scams. So I was full on expecting a video, not this weak ass proof, and creating a second account for experiments. Lying on it just to do some pity marketing is disgusting. Truk. Also considering the wording of the people in the comments that supported her, either they are totally fine with what she's doing, which ain't alright anyways, or they might have seen the proofs on my side and simply heard her side of the story and chose to believe her without questioning anything. And I understand that an artist gets exploited, but she knows how to communicate internationally. She absolutely has the freedom to move her business away from shady practices and do genuine work instead. And then we got this too. In responding to the buddy down below, I just noticed something. Delilah shared a stolen piece from Raabie on June 28th. The screenshots from Raabie says that she sent them to a scammer on June 5th. How did Delilah manage to get them before they were ever sent to the scammer? Look at this. It has the, oh yeah, it does have the date. Reminder that she claims that she can draw like this. Okay, so this is the picture. Sorry. And then right here, now with my digital art, it was my hand, my recording. I was paid to provide the screen recording, attaching the proof of me delivering on July 5th. I worked with this person in the past. He seemed very nice. He said his clients think his artist is using AI, so he wants me to do... Okay. All right, I've got the bigger picture now. Okay, this is the bigger picture. The bigger picture is still what I think is that Raabie and Delilah are working together. I bet that Delilah, he is a software house. But the problem is that Delilah is a man. And because Delilah is a man, he can't show hand proof that he drew it because he has man hands. So, and he probably doesn't even draw. So he would need a recording of the art. And I'm sure that they have a little scam going together where he'll give her part of the proceeds if she does show some recordings or shows her hand in some cameras or shows her drawing with her hands or something. And I'm sure, and the reason why it probably got deleted on the Delilah account immediately is because Nala was able to connect the accounts, and this would have never ever happened if Raabie kept to herself. Like, it would have been easier to not assume anything and to not try to dig if she had never gone to Nala's account. Alright, so I wanted to go over to Raabie's account because I just couldn't leave it well enough alone. So let's go over there and see what she's talking about. This was posted literally a day ago. I've spent the last few days reflecting on everything that's happened, and I wanted to say this openly. I made a professional mistake. I made a professional mistake that I genuinely regret. I accepted a confidential traditional art commission from people I knew without asking enough questions or understanding how my artwork and process videos would be eventually. I was not aware that they would allegedly be used as part of a scam, but I should have been more careful about who I worked with and the potential consequences of my decision, and for that lack of judgment, I am sorry. At the same time, I also want to clarify that there are claims currently being shared about me that are simply not true. I did not run a scam account. I did not scam anyone, and I am not the author of the AI-generated book that has been associated with me because someone else happens to share my name. Those claims have caused a lot of confusion, and unfortunately, that confusion has led to harassment and has affected my livelihood. I understand why people have questions, and I don't expect anyone to ignore the mistake I actually made. Hold me accountable for my actions, and that is fair, but please don't hold me responsible for things I did not do. I am not interested in dragging the situation out or creating more conflict. I've learned a difficult lesson. I've taken responsibility for my own mistake, and I am choosing to move forward with more caution and judgment and commitment to doing better. Thank you for everyone who took the time to hear my side before forming an opinion, and to those who continue to support my work. So before we go through the final little hole of this situation, I was given these screenshots, and it says here that basically there was someone who exposed Delilah before anyone else did, and has screenshots of Idris, who was in the comment, in Raabie's post, admitting to being Delilah, because Delilah, in quotations, attempted to scam him but got caught. So this person posts this here, and it says, it's actually this guy, Idris, whatever. You know how I know this? Because he admits it. And it says, I think she has me blocked. You could have said these artists also worked on it. And he says, I can't, because throughout the process, I mentioned that I was working on it. And please don't reshare commissioned work, bro. Are you Delilah Monroe? And he goes, it's my agency artist account, which comes from this account here. This is probably the company in general that they work for, similar to the other one in the VGen stuff. And it says here, this is him losing it while he was getting exposed in real time. Okay, sure, I am outsourcing tens of artists, but nobody's asking for credit and stuff because everyone knows outsource me AP credit, but I don't know the rest of that. Asking, bro, what the fuck? Are you messaging my clients, showing them our chats? You don't have any right to do that. And then there's a phone call and says, bro, something, something, and then more missed phone calls. And he goes, I gave him a chance to be truthful since I still have some files that he needs. I get my payments 100% up front, so this is just funny to me. And he goes, because I want to know who I was actually working for, and because I have no trust in you. He goes, we are ending everything here. Also, I don't trust you either. Also, please share all the files. By the way, I already know the answer, but I want to see if you're going to lie more or not. You're not doing good so far. He goes, thank you. And he goes, and since we are not working together now, something in their language, accept payments for pending projects and files. And he goes, better answer my questions truthfully if you need the files, or you can't answer even one. Now, if this kind of shit is your vibe, you can feel free to follow along and subscribe to me for more art journalism, and that's what I'm going to call it for now, because that's what it is. Now, I also have a Patreon if you guys are interested in that. These software houses are a huge problem. Now, if you are an author and you are here for the first time, if someone is messaging you directly, asking you, and you did not say, I am looking for an artist, they're hitting you up, asking if you need a commission, take Nala's advice and ask other friends or other people in the community. Go on threads and ask the artist threads and say, hey artists, what do you guys think of this person? Do you think they're using AI? I don't know. I can't tell. I'm not an artist. Okay. I also wanted to say that I know Amanda from one of the posts from before, she's an author. She wanted to learn how to draw. So what I'm going to do is going to be on my other account for Nymphere. And you can feel free to go over there. And what I'm going to have, it's going to be a video for art babies. Not art beginners, but art babies who have never picked up a pen and pencil before, who are very terrified on how to start their art journey. It's literally going to be the baby steps, okay? And if I know there's a few people who have asked me about this before. Now, I'm not saying that I'm an art mentor in any capacity, but I have taught at least 4 or 5 people how to begin the process of drawing. Now, whichever path they take from there is up to them, and whatever path you take is going to be up to you. But I think that it's going to help at least maybe some people who might want to start drawing on their own. I feel like I have a very practical approach to it, and you guys can go over to Nimisphere and see that it's my other channel, and I will see you in the next one. But before I go, I did want to say that this is incredibly common, and as best as she could, and I don't believe that Raabie is really a victim. I don't think any of these people that are saying that they're being victimized by other people because they're being bullied and such is real. It's a lie. It's fake. So take that as you will. and be a little bit more skeptical when you look at people's artwork. Because I was just sent someone's art today, and they had a cute style, and then it changed into, they're probably tracing AI, but they literally just started. It went from like literally July 7th, they have their own style, and then July 14th, they have the AI style. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.